Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sad day here in the poor side. April 6, 2025. We had to send Chloe Pearl to the Rainbow Bridge. Her bladder was just a little effed up, and it would have been lots of money to for surgery and quality of life. I already had the day off already, but I held her all the way over there, and she was crying. You could tell it was a bladder problem. So at 6:35 this morning, I felt her heart stop, and she went to the Rainbow Bridge. Very, very sad. Only 6.5 years old. I did a omelet rolling this morning for her to later on be out. She could be a biatch at times. She was a little protective of me when I came to Cocoa Banana. And we brought her in the house, but she dealt with it. But she was a good dog. 6.5 years old. She's now with Snuggles, Kobe the Kitty, Sammy, Shelby, and Abby, and Dude from up on the hill. And at 3 years old, Bunker, Bernie's mountain dog, passed away on the 27th of June. She joins them. Dedicate audio to her memory. I remember I watched a video when I had Abby on a live stream, and before I brought her to put her down. An easy thing. I just looked at her and I said, it's just, the quality of life, and putting $8,000 out of the pocket right like that. It's not about the money. It's just about the quality of life. She looked at me on the way to the place, and I had a feeling just like, this is too much, because she could barely go potty or poopy. Oh, she had a blockage. We had some medicine for her, and she wore a diaper, and she didn't poop in a day and ate anything. But I could hear her crying this morning. She woke me up, so we got to take her in. We went out to Brooklyn Park and brought her in the room. We got a bear in the backyard with her sisters and brothers in our little pet cemetery. We're going to the Wild game this afternoon. She said, yeah, we got to go. Not easy, but I'm not the only person to lose a critter. We got her picked her up in Randall. She laid in my arm the whole way back. I gave her grandma's middle name, Chloe Pearl. People will be missed. She loved to go walk on the trail. She loved her peanut butter biscuits, and she loved Hey You up in the hill. Very protective when I would pet another dog. She'd get jealous. Over Papa. She'd lie in my chest when we were on the bed. Fall asleep. If you want to survive her. We'd walk on the lake. We called it the Appalachian Trail because she liked to walk around. There was some grass on the other side of there. She had to lie in all the time. I used to take her on the lawnmower once in a while and take her around the backyard. She loved to go for rides. You saw the videos where the seeing-eye dog, right? Pulling me around. She loved the snow. She was a snow dog. Remember the military, the armed forces? All the branches. Talk about those guys. Men and women blue who run to problems and fires. Who've lost their life for the tyrant up on the hill. This is a small problem for me compared to losing their jobs and probably their houses. We thank all of them, the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, the Merchant Coast Guard uniform. Balls, geez. And God bless working class. Your choices in life, what do we talk about, right? Don't run with poor people. I had a big omelet, so I won't have a big piece of cheese here, but when I used to do this all the time, the safe sex an issue, the girls would run in, Abby and Shelby, they knew they loved cheese, but I did the safe sex, they'd run in, I'd peel the cheese off, and just give me a piece of cheese. Safe sex. Pearl Pill, Trinchberry Patch. Don't drink and drive. That's all we're asking. Bunch on safari today. But should be missed. If we just say another dog, we'll see, but I had a feeling it was coming. She was in critical condition. It's like yesterday we went to a dog and pony show for a commission-free traveling. It's like, it was, I think it was the, what do you want to call it, the charge to do it was like 11,000. You travel for an expensive, and I was like, listen, you know, we got a free cruise out of it and flight, whatever. Sat there for 45 minutes, and I told the guy, I said, it's like joining a golf club. You buying a card or something, or we travel, but we like to go to different places, and you can go to different hotels. They had Virginia Beach on the whole 9 yards, and I told the guy, I said, I'm not gonna stroke your go for it. I'm not gonna blow you. And I said, it's just, I get it. I said, not about the money. It's about, will I get good use out of the travel stuff and travel 2-3 times a year? You know, he showed some deals right up front you could get like in 2 weeks down the road, but we're both working, so you just can't do that. Just kind of like here with Chloe Pearl. Yes, we could have brought a good chunk of girl on her, but then she would have, her life, quality of life wouldn't have been that great. The doctor even said that. She goes, you made the right decision. It's tough, but her quality of life wouldn't have been very well. I don't like to have animals suffer. For my enjoyment, I remember last spring, me and her on the trail by ourselves because woods have been poopy and there's a fresh kill on the trail. It was a rabbit, still warm. She got before I could get to her. She had the squirrel in her mouth. And I was looking down at her. Just got some brand new white Skechers, and blood was pouring out of her mouth and on my hand and on my shoes. I saw her eye and the squirrel's eye. He was a rabbit or a squirrel. I don't know which one it was, but same kind of look. I believe it was a squirrel. Something killed it on the trail. Just saw me coming and ran off. It was getting closer and closer into her mouth, and she finally relented and gave it up. My hands were bloody. Her fur was bloody. My brand new kicks had blood on it when we got back. So I was, what the hell happened to you? Well, your daughter tried to get a fresh kill. I'll never forget the look on her face. Determined that she was. I'm going to eat this thing, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I still have those shoes in the garage for like Noir. Still has that blood on there. Little speckles of it. Right now she's in the garage in her little box coffin. And I will go dig a grave with her brothers and sisters. Snuggles, our first cat. Born in Hopkins, lived in St. Louis Park, and died right here. She loved the trail. We had a storm about 3 weeks ago. Virgin snow. Just me and her sister on the trail. She was such a good dog. She had her moments towards the last couple of years. Snapped at me a few times because I think she was a little protective and pissed that we brought in Cocoa Banana, but I know she loved me in her own special way. That's why I have a little time for people like Michael Vick, who like to kill dogs, lie about it, and make money. I just wonder how he has some people that somebody brought some dogs to her to get rid of, but who knows? I can tell Coco's walking around the house looking for her. Her big sister, Bosco, doesn't know what's going on either. She loved to chase him around, bark at him. He had no claws, so he could just drill her across the side of her face, and she would get all pissed. I told him one day, I said, "You're lucky he doesn't have claws. Your white, beautiful fur would be full of blood." When she woke me up, we gotta go in. I said, "I thought so." She cried all the way up 139. She's good shit. still wanted to take her to the ocean. But she is now on the Rainbow Bridge, hanging out with our friends. We married 31 years this week. Can't believe it. When we had to put down Shelby and just couldn't walk anymore. We had to put down Abby. She had got Alzheimer's. Those two were never separated until Shelby died. Because I'm not the only idiot to lose a critter. Cats are tough too, but dogs are ones that go with you places. They go for walks. You come home and you can be in a bad mood and everything's all good. It's a tough thing, but what are you going to do? What do I always say? You build a bridge, you get over it. Keep her in my memory. We gave her that second last drug and she put her head down. I've seen that before. We kind of mailed her out. Put my hand on her heart. But the fire went in there. And I felt it. She looked at me and I said, yeah, no, she's gone. I felt it. That's all she wrote. She was down the road. And a friend of mine I worked with had a job. His cat just named Tippy just laid down in front of the TV and died. We made him a nice little coffin at work out of wood. And we gave it with his name on there. He burst into tears. He loved that cat. Good shit. She loved to go for a ride in the convertible, the fag car. She'd be in the back seat, drive around Lake Calhoun with her in Lake Harriet or the front seat. She loved the convertible. I had a Sebring and she loved the Sebring. Thing on there and she'd just look out the window. She was the coolest dog in town in a convertible. Man, what do you do? Yeah, I got good memories of people have passed in my life. My father, he died July 4th, 2 houses down from my brother, 12. Even though I didn't like my sister, she died 888. My mother, good friends were at the airport. As George Thorogood, Destroyers always says, George Thorogood, I do like to collect memories, read, travel, meet people. We were up at the Catholic, we ended up going to the Catholic place for fish because it was too busy VFW. And Bill in her late 80s, we were talking about stuff in Hopkins, and we were connecting on memories about Hopkins, the history of it, and all the stuff around here. It was really fun to talk to her. I met her, I met a person that we exchanged memories about her town of Hopkins. Nice lady, may never see her again, but she goes, "You had fun?" I go, "Yeah," because I said she was a nice lady. And she knew what she was talking about. What do you do? I read the obituaries every Sunday. When I was at Cat Oak Ridge Country Club, they called them the Polish Funnies. And I'll read the St. Paul ones, and I see a lot of old Jews from Oak Ridge Country Club have passed on into their 90s that I caddied for when I was like 10, 11, or 15. Lived a long life. Gene Hackman lived to 95 years old. Unfortunately, he died hungry, but people are crawling over his body. That's the old thing when you X the box to say, yeah, Senator. But I will not have a cat or a dog live for my enjoyment while they suffer. She knows, both know. Vegetated state, disconnect. Do not resuscitate. Body goes to science. It was just tough. I knew they had a protest out in St. Paul on the hunch. I give them credit, but they don't care up on the hill. People at the brown shirts over there in Pennsylvania don't care. Because people are losing houses and losing jobs. That's what Project 25 was, one chaos, and that's exactly what they have right now, is chaos in this country. Cavorting with the communists. Fired people for no reason. Letting some far righty come in there and tell you who to fire. Who does that? I don't care what said, you should be outraged as an American citizen. And of course, Life and Vibe, I saw that, I guess. She got doxied to buy a white shirt, a white hat, or Timmy, but I'm not surprised. I've always said, you want to fight that fight, they should not, when you put your address in that legal document, it should not go to the person until you're in the court of law. And if he did share it, he should lose his channel. Period. I've had 3 people come by my house. 2 would take away an ambulance. come to me, come to me. I'll put you in a pine box. That's the way I look at it. As the movie's title says, clear and present danger. I had promised her mom and dad when I asked permission to marry their only daughter, I'd protect her, domestic and abroad. I don't care who you are. Snap their neck and send their souls to hell. It's too bad. I mean, she's a nice lady, I get it, but she's chasing up the wrong tree and wasting good stuff from the Timmy. So Tater did a video, so that means the brown shirt will do a video on him today, so that's probably already walking around the main streets. I saw that, I just happened to see it come up. I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, it's a sad day. Yeah, life must go on. It's tough. What do you do, right? Should be missed. Sweetheart. I don't know. Yeah, every time I go on the trail, I think of her. We had to trick her to get on the trail when she was a puppy, because she didn't want to walk. So we had to walk to the other side of the trail and get her on there, because she didn't want to walk the trail. But then she realized she was on the trail. It was too late. She loved her peanut butter biscuits. She loved those. She loved cheese. She loved puppy kisses. Loved her brother, even though he liked to chase her around. He was always in the video of her and her sister fighting. They loved to fight, roll around. There was a fish she used to hump all the time too as well. She'd get a little mad if I brought home a one for each. If she would get mad because it was hers originally. So when we got Coco, she was always pissed that Coco was playing with her little things. But there were also Shelby and Abby and Shelby's too as well. So she's pretty protective on those things. They get in a fight over stuff all the time. So she didn't realize those were long before. She loved to lie down by the fire downstairs with Bosco the Costco kitty. She'd sit down there and by the fire, and she'd come upstairs and sit in my lap. She's all warm. Gas-fired one fireplace. She loved to lie there. Favorite thing to do. What do you do, right? Ode to a dog. Mid-sized dog, but good dog. the mailman came, she'd always bark. We knew the mailman was coming. She loved sitting there on their deck and watch people go by the trail right now, and people go by on their bikes on the trail. She'd sit on the deck and watch me make burgers, and I'd pick her and hold her, and we'd watch people on the trail. She loved children. Anybody could pet her anytime. She loved to go to dog parks. Sometimes. I'm not afraid to cry. I'm not, I mean, dogs and cats usually don't outlive you unless you're well into your 80s, but usually they go first. So, I've had many cats and dogs my whole life. Babe and Daisy were good dogs. My dad had a cat named Tippy it was his cat. You didn't feed it, you didn't hold it or nothing. It was his cat. When Tippy died, he had it cremated in the house, and we buried him. We put Tippy in there with him in his casket, put her ashes with him in his casket. My brother was like, well, yeah, he loved Tippy. That's why the ashes were there with him in his room. That was his cat. I said, do you want the ashes? He said, no. Well, that was his cat. We're gonna put him in his coffin. Loved dogs and cats, and he was an animal lover. We had ducks in our backyard. We had some chickens. He wanted to be a farmer. He bid on a farm. They said no, so we bought the property down from us. And then when he was building, they called him a month later, and he said, it's too late. I got a job at the railroad, and I built my own house. Who knows? He'd been a farm boy. He loved animals. He loved to be a farmer. He loved to work in the fields. But as they say, you plan, God laughs. We had a lot of good memories with her. She loved the snow. We'd get fresh snow, and she would roll in that snow and roll around on her back, and we loved it. Even though she would play fight with her sister. One time she cried one day. Coco did a couple times. She come running on something, where she, dogs, you step on wrong. She came running in the hallway, sniffing at her, like, what's wrong? Looked at me like, what'd you do to my sister? Just like with Shelby and Abby. Abby protected Shelby all the time, because I think she was the youngest and she was the oldest of the triples. It was snapping to her out on the trail one day, and it was a snapper, and Shelby backed off, and then Abby was barking at her, like, no, you don't want to go near that thing, they'll snap on your face. But she protected her sister all the way to the end. You can go work at shelters and work with dogs. I'd love to have a no-kill shelter, but it's too tough. I couldn't, it's too tough. People drop off dogs or cats because they get bored with them. Especially during COVID, people would get dogs or a cat because, they're at home. Or like go buy an RV, right? Same thing. Unless an RVing for a while, then I think it's okay, Be idiots at the RV parks. Dog's something that you want, not because you need it. Something you've always enjoyed. You like the companionship. and do the long haul. And you treat them like family with respect. Same with the cat. I mean, just like Nomadic Fanatic, cats don't like to travel. Bosco pisses and moans all the way when we take him to the doctor. Same thing with Snuggles, like that. Cats are not made to drive around in. It's a torture to a cat. They're mainly homebodies. Snuggles went outside, and then Kobe got eaten by a coyote. So all I found was his tail. That's what I buried. It was his tail. The coyote ate him and left the tail. He was a good kitty, only 3 years old. Gray and long-haired championship. He liked peanut butter. Very finicky kitty. Snuggles would eat anything. Bosco is somewhat picky, but he'll eat something. Yeah, kind of the usual drama going on, I guess, out there, but that's too bad she's getting doxxed, but I'm not surprised. It's the first thing they do. She can prove it was him. It's either that Google guy or somebody else is doing it to her. I'd be surprised. Obviously someone's doing it to it. But that's the way she goes. I saw that Daily Woo was whining about because he got kicked out of Epic, whatever the hell, out of the what do they want to call it? Got kicked out of Epcot. He's whining about that, but when you go back like you're not supposed to. So he was whining about that 6 years ago. Indefinite trespassing. Daily Woo was. He's crying about that. It's like, well, it's the way she goes, Woo. Don't worry about blind views. Well, that's the way he hears it because he's not blind. Christian YouTuber exposed, doxed my home address, life and vibe. Oh. If it is here, it's somebody else. But he gave it, he gave it to somebody. If it's true, his channel needs to be on the road because, like I said, the other person should not be able to see the address of the person that you're talking with because they're going to do it. Not surprised at all, especially Timmy. You should be happy people talk about him. And some people just have nothing better to do. Well, I figured I'd just do a show, take a shower, and go to St. Paul and watch the Wussy Wild attempt to beat the Studs. I hate to be depressing on the 6th day of April, and it is what it is. But, Chloe girl, Godspeed. You'll be missed, never forgotten. We'll speak of you fondly. Remember the military and the armed force, all the branches, the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, and the Coast Guard uniform, storming those beaches. We appreciate it very, very much. Men went blue like cop called crackhead. You shower in the shower, Penn State. We're not showering in the shower, Penn State. Make good choices. Don't let poor people. All the good people. Don't drink and drive either. One less dog in the house, but just one more dog in my heart, my memories. Where are you at, sweetheart? I love you. Be missed. Peace, Middle East. Godspeed, baby girl. I'm out.